All right. Pakistan players are the most fragile snowflake athletes in the world. ICC, your double standards are showing. Harmanpreet Kaur is an absolutely unhinged person. Tom Curran is picking fights with umpires, and Hades Rauf is coming out to bat without any pads. Welcome once again to the podcast. I'm back, and so are Zan and Ramiz. How are you guys doing, man?
We're doing good. Good to have you
Doing
back.
great, doing
Yeah.
great. Your intro's okay, but yeah,
Intro's okay.
good to
Not
have
not
you
as
back,
good. I
man.
didn't mention an
Good,
all-you-can-eat buffet,
good,
so
yeah, good to have you back,
not
man.
not not as good as yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to start off with let's do it, man. I want to start off with Usman Khawaja, and this guy, this guy is my new hero. Not just because we share the same name, but um, this guy is fighting the ICC on all of his we can call it, I guess, political statements. So I guess I'll recap everything that happened in the first match. This guy before the match started in the practice, this guy was had a message on his shoes which said all lives are equal, and he was told to take that down. He wasn't allowed to wear it, and then in protest, he wore a black armband on his arm. Um, and he got charged for that by the ICC. And now news is coming out that he wanted to get approval to display a sticker of a dove and an olive branch. Olive branch, that's a Palestinian thing. They have a lot of olive trees there, so that's kind of symbolic
Well,
to
it's
that.
actually
So
universal too, right? An olive branch. When people say like extend an olive branch, that means peace. Means like
yeah, yeah.
unity.
So this is yeah, yeah, exactly. So and he was ICC rejected his appeal to do that. So that's where we're at. This is I mentioned off the top, ICC double standards. This is if you go back to like the BLM protests and everything, everybody was taking a knee. And if you take a look at those at that time, if you didn't take a knee, you were kind of considered like a bigot, right?
Quentin de
Same with like, yeah, exactly. LGBTQ stumps and that sort of stuff. All great things, great initiatives. But you can't draw a line for a guy just
hmm
wanting to say, "Hey, all lives are equal," and it's not even a controversial
And it
statement.
doesn't
It's
it doesn't
literally just saying,
it doesn't single out one group of people. It doesn't single out anyone.
exactly.
If you take it personally and you feel like it's about you, then you got to go look in the mirror and be like, why do I feel like that? Right. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. That's the thing that
Personally for me, I think politics shouldn't be part of of any sport at all. But then when you're the organization that manages the whole sport, you have to show consistency, like you mentioned. If you have Black Lives Matter kneeling down, if you have LGBTQ stumps, you
If
should
you
be able
let
to do
the
this
Indian
as well.
cricket team
I
wear
think Azam Khan.
army like logo hats in a game, to show
yeah,
support for
a lot of
their
people are pointing that out
political
too.
army, right? Like
And that is a very political statement,
that's
right? That
insanely
is way more
political.
political than what Usman
Yeah.
Khawaja is doing by literally just saying, "Hey, all all lives are equal." And like you mentioned, he's not singling anybody out. He's not saying "fuck Israel." He's not saying "free
Who wants to
Palestine."
say fuck
Even that,
Israel? I mean, fuck Israel is just a phrase that people say, but when you say fuck Israel, I mean it's not something you want to say, right? Like fuck Israel isn't that great.
yeah,
Continue.
yeah. No, no, yeah, but where I was getting at was like, that's if he said that, you could be like, all right, that's a bit much, right? But yeah, a lot of Australian journalists are kind of reporting on this and are on his side. Somebody, I saw a tweet that was really funny. Somebody said that anytime Usman Khawaja says anything that's not related to cricket, a bunch of Australian people tell him to go back to where he came from. And that's like that's a microcosm of
There's
what sports are like generally for people who are immigrants and that sort of thing. Go ahead, Zen.
there are very like the messed up thing about cricket is there are an insane select few that speak up for anything, right? Unless it's not affecting your own country or your own people, you don't really speak up for any of that, right? Like Pat Cummins in recent times, he spoke up for the indigenous of Australia, and he also, spoke up a lot for I think it was like
Climate change.
yeah, yeah. So he spoke up for those things. Kumar Sangakkara was a big like a human rights ad, if I'm correct. Like I just remember He was very outspoken on these type of things. You know, Usman Khwaja. I can't like think of anybody else that really does anything to, especially in cricket, to raise
Yeah.
awareness for things, right? Like you got people tweeting like Mohammad Rizwan, um, uh, he tweeted about Gaza when everything was happening when they won that game against Sri Lanka, and it was just a shitstorm, right? And I mean, that
Yeah.
was his own personal thing. Like he's not trying to make it a part of his identity or anything. He's on Twitter, his personal Twitter. He's doing it, but I can't think of anybody that's trying to bring any sort of change besides like the names that I mentioned in cricket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think it's the same across most sports. There's not a lot of players who use their popularity and use their platform to raise awareness for these kind of things. It sucks, but it is what it is. I think Rizwan also dedicated the win to the people of Gaza
Mhm.
against Sri Lanka.
yeah.
So that was a good gesture. Other than that, like you said, everyone's just worried about their own country. They don't say anything until something happens to their own country. In Pakistan, they don't even say anything when something's happening to their own country,
I
which is
don't. That's why I
which is
didn't say
so
anything
weird.
about Pakistan, man. I don't expect anything from them. I think
Yeah.
that
We're like at the bottom of the barrel with
yeah,
that kind of stuff,
it's
right?
obviously the fact that you're in
But
love with. You're scared to lose sponsors. You're scared to lose any sort of money. You're scared to lose your comfortable lifestyle, right? And that's what it is at the end of the day, right? Like that's why nobody's going to step up. We've seen people try to
yeah.
say something, and then all of a sudden it's like cut ties, cut ties, cut ties, and you have nothing left. Like I mean, very simple. Colin Kaepernick. He wanted to do a little bit more for Black Lives Matter, where he just took a knee, and there goes his career. But sorry, we
Yeah.
don't. This is not what the pod is about, right? So
Yeah, no, I just, I we mentioned people not raising awareness if it directly doesn't affect them. I want to give credit to Michael Holding. He has actually come out with a statement and said that he actually pointed out that BLM protests were allowed and LGBTQ stumps and things like that were allowed. So this, this is no different. This guy should be allowed to put a simple message on his whatever he wants to do. The other thing I want to mention, Glenn Mitchell is a broadcaster in Australia, and he tweeted that um, Marnus Labuschagne has a Bible verse on his bat along with a sticker of an eagle, and that's allowed. Nicholas Purin has a Christian cross on his bat and the word believe on his bat, so that's also allowed. So that's where we're talking about hypocrisy and just singling one guy out. And I don't want to use the racism word here, but there is an obvious,
no, it's not.
implication of.
It's not racism at
Go ahead.
all. It's not racism. What it is the control of, like, it's the control of the narrative by the people that pay the bills. That's literally it, right? Like you could have Indian army hats, but if you went to in India, you'd have the army hats. But the moment you probably said something about Kashmir, the whole narrative changes, right? They're not going to allow that, right? So it's not
Well, that's what I
racism at
mean, right?
all.
Yeah.
It's more of what, because I could have a star, right? Like the star, with the crescent moon or whatever. That'd be fine. Maybe like a Quranic verse, but as long as it has nothing to do with, or it doesn't create in anybody's mind any sort of questions, or it doesn't point somebody to a direction of this is supporting this or this is supporting that, then you're fine.
Do you honestly think you'd be allowed to have a Quranic verse on your bat?
I think so. I
I
think
don't
it,
I don't I don't think that would be
would
allowed,
it, if it
honestly.
was in Arabic, maybe not. If it was in English, maybe, right? Or either
Yeah, I
either
think
either
they
they
would allow
wouldn't
it to.
allow the Quranic verse, and then they would tell Marnus and Nicholas Puran to take theirs off, or they would allow it, right? Because that's
But
what they,
that's what I mean, right?
yeah.
Why does it get to the point where when that happens, you tell that guy to take it down? That's what I mean. That there's a very clear sense of what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to get
Mhm.
too kind of religious and political here, but the obvious thing to mention here is that there is a double standard, and it only seems to apply to Usman Khawaja for some reason. Um,
And I like how he's
and
standing up for it,
yeah,
man. I like how he's fighting for it, and
yeah, and
he's
that's the other thing. Yeah,
uh,
he's not backing down, and this guy is, and he's using the proper channels to do it. He's
yeah.
not making any stupid statements. He's not saying I'm going to do it anyways. He actually put an application in to do the sticker thing,
Yeah.
right? So that's
And
he's not doing anything wrong, and I hope he continues to do that because it's important. I think.
a fight is and like a fight is when you're actually going toe to toe without any support. He doesn't have any backing. Cricket Australia must back him because he's going to the ICC to do it. Yeah,
They
Cricket
are backing
Australia is
him.
backing him.
They are
Yeah,
But
backing
what
him.
I
mostly
mean is,
I want to mention that. Sorry, I just wanted to mention you were saying support. David Warner has. I saw an Instagram comment that he made where he pointed out the exact same thing about the Marnus Labuschagne bat thing, and also Nicholas Purin. So he's actually publicly now
Yeah,
said that
so
this is kind of crazy.
yeah, when you have like, I mean, Cricket Australia is backing you, but they're not fighting your battles for you, right? But when you have a whole
Yeah,
like, I take it back to the Indian cricket team because it's again like they probably just did it. They didn't even have to ask, right? And when it's your whole organization, like you as a player aren't choosing to do it, but the organization as a whole is choosing to do it. You have a whole organization going up against the guy. This is one man who says like some people are like, "Hey, we support you in what you're doing. Like you're not going to be reprimanded or face any scrutiny from Cricket Australia, but you got to go fight that battle with who's higher than Cricket Australia." So that's a fight. You know, not all of them are fighting
yeah,
this
I
fight.
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I remember Dhoni tried to have a
yeah, and
symbol on
they
his
made him
gloves
take it
too,
down.
but they made
Yeah.
him take it off though. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just whatever suits the agenda
Also, like
will go
current
through. What
events.
doesn't fit the agenda
Yeah,
will get.
what's gonna
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
and I think
rile
that
up
is a
the
good
public?
point, Zan, about like a team doing it is different from one player doing it.
Yeah.
So that would make a difference. You're right.
Hmm.
But yeah, this is. I hope Usman Khawaja at the expense of our team because we're not going to do anything anyways. I hope he gets some runs. Wish him all the best,
I hope he
and
just wins
hopefully
the
he
fight,
gets.
man. I hope he gets there. I hope is able to set a
Yeah,
precedent
I
for
hope so. Yeah, because this
future.
guy also doesn't have. I think he's like 36, 37. He doesn't also have a lot of cricket left in him.
Yeah.
This might be his last
I
home
mean, he
tour,
was
home
donezo, and then he
series.
just
So
killed it in the Ashes, and dude,
yeah,
those matches were
yeah.
sick to watch when he was scoring those centuries. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he got in because Travis Head got injured, and then he scored back-to-back hundreds, and then he was undroppable at that point.
Mhm.
But yeah, good on you, Usman Khawaja. Keep doing what you're doing.
Good on you, Osman Khan.
Let's
Let's
move on.
keep getting the keeping the pod going. Okay, sorry, continue.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to save the Boxing Day test and everything Pakistan Australia related to towards the end. Let's get all through all these all these other incidents before that.
Tom
Tom Curran, did you guys
Curran.
see what
Oh
happened?
my god.
Tom Curran.
Yeah, Tom Curran.
This guy's an
Tom
idiot, man. This guy's an
Curran
idiot.
wanted to keep running on. Yeah, that was just dumb. Like that was just like literally like childish.
But I just the thing about that is he looked like he was already very upset and mad. Something must have happened, and this guy just decided to take it out on the umpire for some reason,
Umpire Qureshi.
and just umpire Qureshi.
Yeah,
Racism.
So it's funny. He actually put
yeah,
out an
I saw that.
apology too.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
And the funny part is, he put Qureshi's name 4 times, and they were all spelled wrong every single time. So he made an apology and didn't even spell the guy's name right, which is really, I don't know. I don't even know if that apology
No,
means
it's just
anything
It said
anymore.
it
PR,
said
right?
Queereshi, right? QUE.
Yeah,
Yeah.
QUER, something like
I
that.
give him an A for
But yeah,
effort.
for those gave
I give him an F for effort too, bro.
yeah, the apology came too late.
It's a pretty bad
He
effort,
probably was
man.
told to do it. Like this happened like a few days ago,
Yeah.
and this apology is coming today. So this guy obviously was told by his PR team to go and do that.
I bet
He
Sam
didn't mean
Curran.
to, and
I
he
bet
didn't want
And
Sam
he's like, I
Curran
didn't.
told him to do it. His younger
to. Stop
brother.
saying Quran, man. It's Curran.
Oh, it's not Curran?
Sam Quran.
Well,
No.
yeah, let me spell it wrong too, you know? I'm trying to just do some justice for umpire Quireshi.
Queereshi, yeah.
Qureshi.
Uh, But yeah, this guy was running. Well, I guess we should mention for people who don't know what we're talking about. This guy in the pregame warm up. This guy was running on the pitch, practicing for his warm up, and the umpire told him not to do it. And then he went to the other side, and the umpire actually stood where he was going to be running. The next time he was going to do it, he was like, "You can run on the field, but you cannot do it on the pitch." And he still decided to do it. He at the last second when he reached the umpire where he was standing, he decided to move, and then he was visibly upset about it. So he this could have been like a physical altercation. This guy's
In
an idiot.
the apology, he
Uh,
said I could have moved a meter to the left. I could have changed my run up. What? What do you? I could have done it. You should have just done that from the beginning. Yo, dude, but
yeah, you were just being an
the
asshole.
standoff between those two was just some like
Yeah,
big dick energy from both of them trying to win, dude. It
that's what
was
I'm saying, right? These guys were
crazy.
both like, "I'm not backing down."
Yeah,
The umpire, good on him too, man. He was just like,
we
he
support
was
the umpire
pretty
for
like,
sure. But
yeah, because his name is Qureshi, right?
no,
He's
man,
one of
yeah,
us.
yeah, one of us.
One of us.
And this is in BBL, right?
Uh,
This was in the BBL.
BBL, yeah,
Uh,
BBL.
Yeah.
yeah, so silly.
So he got suspended for
So it's
4
funny. The
games.
team's gonna miss him. Yeah, and I think he was only there for like 6. I think.
That is funny. I didn't know he
Imagine
was
being the
there for
Sixers
six
right
games.
now.
So I knew he got
Yeah.
suspended
Imagine
before.
being the
Yeah.
Sixers right now. Sign a guy for 6 games, misses out on 4 games. You
Do
still
you
have to
still have
pay
to
him.
pay them if they get
Yeah.
suspended?
Of
No
course.
Yeah,
way,
I'm sure
man.
it says
Yeah.
That's
in the
messed
contract.
up. That
Yeah.
shouldn't be, because then you could get suspended and just
Yeah.
chill.
Or maybe we don't know that for sure. Maybe there's a stipulation in the
Yeah,
contract that
we
says
should
if you do
message someone
something
on the
dumb
Tim
like
thing.
that,
Maybe
you're
moving,
not gonna
maybe
get paid.
I think moving forward they might add a stipulation
That's
like
wild.
that.
Yeah. If you're Tom
But
Curran, your contract is
yeah,
not guaranteed.
yeah.
Anything else you want
Yeah,
to mention
that's pretty
about
funny.
that?
No, I
We're
just
good,
thought that
right?
was.
I think we
Do you
should be
guys
good.
watch the video, the full video?
Yeah, I saw
I
it. Yeah.
hate how one of the commentators said he had a brain fade. That's not a brain fade. That's like me. I'm upset. I want to fight somebody. Hey, you umpire, come stand here. I'm
Yeah.
gonna run into
Yeah.
you.
Like I said, I think he was already having a
Yeah.
bad day, and he just decided to be a
His,
little dipshit
I
about it.
think his mom called and
Uh,
called him Sam instead of Tom, and that just like triggered a bunch of like bad feelings.
no, she called him Karan, and he got mad at that.
Isn't there another Quran brother?
Yeah. Just Sam and Tom, right? I
No,
don't know if there's a third one. Is there?
I think their
there's
dad was
one
a
more, I
player too.
think.
It was their. I was pretty sure it's
Oh,
their
okay,
dad.
maybe you're right then.
Okay. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares about the other
Yeah,
Korans?
man. Screw the Quran family.
The Koran. Let's move on
But there
to
is another brother actually.
what's his name?
The brother's name is Ben
Ben
Curran.
Quran, Sam Quran, Tom
Never heard of
Quran.
him.
He's never played
These
international.
are the most.
And then the dad, and there's a grandfather too. Dad is Kevin Curran.
the-
He played 11 ODIs for England.
These are the most basic
Actually, no,
bitch
he
white
played
names I've
11,
ever
11
heard.
ODIs
For
for
South
Ben.
11 ODIs
Oh,
for Zimbabwe.
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 Nice.
And then the dad is Kevin Curran also. He never played any international
All
cricket.
right, man. Forget those guys.
There you go.
They're like the Akmo brothers to us, yo.
Tom, Ben, and Sam,
You
right?
mean Umar Kami
Very
and
basic.
Yeah.
Adnan?
Yeah, yeah. Adnan Akmal was in the team for a while, man. We were talking about Misbah as captain the other day, and he was a wicket keeper
Yeah,
for
Adnan.
Misbah's test
He
captaincy
was better than Kami
when he
in
started.
wicket keeping, but his batting wasn't good.
He was also an idiot. He said so
Who's?
much shit in the
Adnan,
media
yeah.
about like so many things that he didn't need to. Kept talking about like how he was treated unfairly and shit like that. Anyway, that's a different.
Khandani,
Yo, do you
Khandani
guys
bimari,
remember
na?
Yeah,
do you guys
Khandani
remember
bimari.
Zulkarnain Heather?
yeah. Oh no, that's who I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. I think that's who I'm thinking of. Zulkarnain Heather. I think that's the guy.
Yeah, he ran away
Because
from
he
Abu
got death
Dhabi.
threats on that fifth. Because he scored that. What was it in the test? He
Yeah.
scored like 90 something, and then got out in a test against England.
No, it was the same series against South Africa. They were supposed to lose the previous game, and he actually took it home. He won us the game. He scored
Yeah,
like
and then he
70
got.
something,
Is that
and then he
true?
started getting death threat off. Yeah, well, that's what he says. He recently mentioned it again
He said the
on
whole
YouTube. I watched
team
the
was
video.
like
He
fixers and
mentioned
stuff,
recently
right?
again. Yeah. He's saying like 5, 6 of them. Omar Akmal was part of it
I
apparently,
100% agree
and
with that,
Omar Akmal
man.
came up to him.
I don't
And I
know. I
agree with
agree
that
with
more
that.
so because
Just because he's saying it, you
recently
agree with it.
I don't know if you guys remember recently Zulkarnain Heather got sick and then Omar Akmal went up to his place and he's like, "Oh, I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that, blah blah blah." And I feel like he was just compensating for what happened way back when Zulkarnain left, and he was just hoping if I pay him off, he won't say anything about me in the future. But clearly,
Bro,
Zulkarnain still comes out and
Kamran
talks shit
Akmal
about Omar
is
Akmal.
the one person that got away from suspensions, lifetime bans, all of that. Kamran Akmal should be lifetime banned, dude.
And now he's a fucking selector, man. This
Yeah.
is unreal.
And remember when in the PSL, it was last year, the year before, they put him into like the gold category, and he's like, "I'm not playing anymore." Like,
Yeah. I remember
oh,
that.
and then he made a press
He
conference,
threw
and then
no
he
fit.
came back. He's like, "Oh, Wahab Riaz talked to me, or somebody talked to me," and I guess they have a good friendship, eh? Because now Wahab Riaz has made him. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hmm.
Wahab Riaz is probably in that group too, man. Who knows?
Wahab Riaz is also the reason that Ahmed Shahzad is not getting into the team because they had that altercation in the PSL match once, right? Where they
Oh,
pushed each other after he got him out. Do you guys remember that?
yeah. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
no, but I'm
It's probably longer. Ahmad Shahzad hasn't played in 4 years.
yeah. No,
PSL.
I'm kidding. Ahmed Shahzad, he was pretty terrible in the knockout stages of that National T20 Cup. He had a really shitty average and strike rate. Anyway, let's move on to Australia and India women's test. India
Didn't
won, and
didn't watch any of it.
this is the I didn't. I watched maybe half an hour. It was just on one night while I was kind of working on my laptop, and I watched a little bit. But just want to give some context into this victory for India. India has never beaten or had never beaten Australia in a women's test before. First time, Australia had not lost a women's test since 2014. All these stats are kind of you kind of take them with a grain of salt because Australia really only plays England the most in Test cricket. So yeah, it is what it is. They, obviously for Australia turning tracks, they're not really used to that in India. But I want to talk a little bit about Zan. You and I were talking about this. Harmanpreet Kaur, she's completely unhinged, man. She's like that obstructing the field incident with Alyssa Healy, where she kind of just knocked the ball down back to the bowler and
She
she
like
picked it
chucked
up.
it at
To be
her.
fair, she chucked it at her and she used her bat, and it reminded me of Inzamam again.
Yeah,
Anytime anything like that happens, it reminds me of Inzamam
but
because
that's
she
not what
used her
happened with
bat to get the ball
Inzamam.
out of the way.
Somebody threw it from across the field and he defended it with his bat. They didn't like you don't do that like
Yeah,
intimidation
yeah. For
throw.
Inzamam, it was I think mid off that threw it, and it was gonna hit the stumps, and it was gonna be out if he didn't hit it with the bat. This was a little bit different because she was
She was in
almost
her
in her
crease.
crease.
Yeah.
She was she in her crease?
Oh,
I
I don't
don't.
know actually. I didn't see it that closely. Sorry.
She might have been out, but the ball wasn't hitting the stumps. It was kind of at chest height, and she kind of just cut the ball away, and it went down to like towards slip and went a little bit further away. But Harmanpreet Kaur she looked really upset about it. And then the next ball, Alyssa Haley actually got out LBW. Clearly, that got to her, and she was out. So there's that. I don't know if you guys have any
They
thoughts.
should make
Give me your
Smriti
thoughts.
Mandana captain, man. I like her.
Who is that? I don't know who
You don't know
that
Smriti
is.
Mandana? Is that her name? I might be wrong.
Smriti Mandana? I don't know who that is, man. I
She's
don't
the
know
other
any like
batsman.
I
She's
know
so
like
good.
two. I know Jemima Rodriguez. That's the only other one that I know from India.
She's a youngster still, though.
And that's the only one I know because her name is not Indian sounding. I'm racist too.
Yeah, Smriti Mandana, man. She scored 74, bro. Harmanpreet
74? There you go.
Harmanpreet got out on zero in the first. There's like
Oh, did she?
so many better players than Harmanpreet Kaur in that team, dude. Deepti Sharma's actually really good too. Jemima Rodriguez, Richa Ghosh, they're good. They're
Yeah,
all good.
India mein it's the same senior culture that we have in Pakistan.
Yeah.
They just happen to be a lot better than us, so it doesn't really surface that much. But yeah, Australia. I want to mention they lost in the second innings. They lost like 7 wickets for like 50 runs or something. They were leading by like 40 or something, and then they were only like 4 wickets down, and then they lost a bunch of wickets
Yeah,
at the same. And then the target ended up being like 70 something, and they chased it
75.
down with 2 wickets
It's
down.
Pakistan 2.0.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess India, well done. You guys did it. You beat Australia finally in
Well,
the test match. Has Pakistan?
you gotta have those spinning pitches, bro.
Yeah. What else can you do, right?
What,
It's the
what are
only
you
way.
saying, Isman?
I was gonna say, has
Pakistan what?
Pakistan women's team ever played a test match?
Good
Great
question.
question.
Who knows?
Look it up.
Who knows?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the only women's teams. Yeah, I guess we can just look it up, right? I'm gonna look it up right now. No, yeah, we have. We played West Indies in Karachi
What year?
in 2003. 2003. Uruj Mumtaz was playing in
Ooh.
that match. Uh, and then
We've played 3 test matches, all against Sri Lanka, actually.
No, we played against
wait. What
Ireland
am I
women
looking at
too.
then?
No,
Wait,
you're
no.
What?
I'm looking at something
yeah.
else.
No,
Kidding.
we've played
Yeah,
against
no. West
Ireland,
Indies.
Sri
West Indies
Lanka.
in 2004 March, and then we played Ireland in 2000, and Ireland won. Ireland won by an innings and 54 runs.
Oh my
Wow.
And
gosh,
then we
dude.
played Sri
The
Lanka in
Irish women are really
97,
good
98.
compared to Pakistan. Pakistan's doing well, no, though right now. I think they got they got a little bit of pizzazz.
Did you guys see the super over game against New Zealand in the T20? That was crazy.
No.
Sorry, it was a one day. Pakistan were chasing in the recent series, in the one day series, they were chasing 250 something, and it ended up being a tie, and then we won in a super over. It was crazy. The last ball was like a skyer that somebody hit from New Zealand, and she took a really good catch to win that for us. So yeah, the recent form has been pretty good for our women's team. BBL. Let's move on to BBL. Harish Rove. Did you guys see
Hardest
this?
Rove.
Did you guys see this clip
Yeah.
of him walking out to
Yeah.
bat without any equipment?
Who was he? There were
Essentially,
four
he only had
wickets.
Yeah.
They
So
got who was that bowler? He got 4 wickets in a row, but it wasn't a 4 for 4. It was because there was a run out after the second one.
yeah. I don't really know what happened in terms of bowling, but all I know
this
is that Harish Rove came out to bat as number 11, I think, and he obviously wasn't expecting to because there was a collapse, a batting collapse, and then he came out with like only his gloves in his hands, and he was standing with the non-strikers. And I don't even know if he faced a delivery like that, but
No, he
the clip
no,
that
didn't.
he
I saw,
didn't.
it
He
just
didn't.
okay.
He came in for the last ball of the inning on like he came on for the last ball in the inning. I think that's why he didn't really
Yeah,
put on
probably didn't have
anything, and I don't
time
think he was
either,
ready
right?
for it. Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty funny. I saw that clip.
I think I think he thought Shakib was on the field, might time him out.
As
Shaka
if
would have
like the
chased.
last delivery.
Shaka would have
Imagine
chased
he
him
did
with
that
a
on the
stump.
last delivery of the innings.
Shaka would have chased him with a stump, yo. So he should have his pads on. It's a conundrum with Shaka.
Uh, and then kicked him in the ass just for being late to the field. But yeah, pretty funny stuff. BBL is just a shit show, right? It's a it's a lot of drama happening in BBL right now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so the team was actually 170 for six before the last over, and then three back to back wickets
4.
fell, and then he came in for the
Oh,
last
and then he came in.
three
Right,
fell,
right.
and then Harshoff came in, and then the last one came in on the fourth ball.
there you go. So imagine he came out like that, and then the guy took a single, and then he would have had to face a delivery without pads. So it wasn't the last ball, right? There were two balls left.
It was the last ball, so like a no ball and a single, I guess.
Yeah, or like a
Oh yeah,
wide or
Either way, it would
something.
have been pretty
Yeah.
funny to see him get
yeah.
the strike.
There could have been a scenario where he had to face a delivery. I wonder what they would have done then.
Yeah.
Shakib would, you're right. Shakib would have definitely
He
timed
didn't
him
come
out
out as
then.
Hardest Rauf. He came out as Hardest Lahori. He thought he was playing tape ball.
Haris Lahori, yes.
That is Lodi. Okay. All right. Now we move on to the second test, Boxing Day test. What are we feeling, man? Give me your thoughts.
Snowflakes.
Ramiz looks so sad. He's like we have no shot of doing anything good in this test, man.
So no man.
We really
So
don't,
no.
man. I think our best bowler got injured. He didn't get the best numbers, but I think he was the best bowler
Yeah, I
in terms
agree
of
with
line
you.
and length throughout the game. He's out. We had a spinner who is out, and then we brought a backup who
No,
is also
backup's
out.
not out. We had 2 spinners. They're both out.
Noman
No, but
Ali's out,
Sajid
bro.
Khan was the backup.
Abrar was out, and then
Nani Noman Ali was always there, right? Sajid
No
Khan.
Noman was
balls.
the
Ali
actual
is out.
backup.
So what happened to him?
Noman Ali
I
fucking
don't know, something like on his
appendicitis ho gaya
abdomen.
usko. He had an operation
Yeah.
and then he just went back home. There's a picture of him floating on Twitter where he's like in a bed and he's like giving a thumbs up. It's like this
He had
guy went
appendicitis.
to Australia, had his appendicitis, yeah.
Yo,
But
guaranteed the guy
Khuram
knew.
Shahzad had a
Guaranteed the guy knew he had some appendix issues. He went there because he's like, I can't trust these Pakistani hospitals anymore. He's like, I'm
he
gonna get
went there and he was
infection
like,
for
okay, I'm gonna
sure.
get this operation done and then I'm going back home.
They tried to put him on a flight and he just collapsed there, acting like he was in excruciating pain.
Yeah, there you go. That's a very
Probably went there to chill too,
plausible
right?
theory, yeah.
टिकट बहुत महंगी है ऑस्ट्रेलिया की, तो पीसीबी को बोलता हूँ पे कर देंगे मेरे लिए.
Yeah.
शुगर लगा के आ गया एक हफ्ते में, ऑपरेशन भी करा लिया और घर जाके बैठ
So
जाएगा.
Yeah.
Hassan
सारे
Ali
काम
now
हो
will
गए.
be playing for Hassan Ali.
Before we do
Likely.
that, I just want to mention Khuram Shahzad has a stress fracture in his rib and an abdominal muscle tear. This is what I meant off the
His
top.
10th
This
rib.
our players are like they play one test match and then they're just
But
they break into pieces, right?
a lot of people said, like, when I was looking on Twitter after he got injured or this injury came about, a lot of people, and I forgot who it was, somebody that's a big timer in Pakistan, I think Roman Race or somebody else, they had already said that he was going to get injured.
Big timer?
Yo, he's a big
Ruman
timer in
Reis कौन
my
सा big
eyes,
timer
man.
है यार?
That he,
Ruman क्या हो गया तुम्हें? Ruman Reis was like how many international matches has he played?
yo, I like him, man.
He dropped a catch
Okay,
in
you
the World
guys,
Cup.
can we
There you
just
go. He dropped a
okay?
catch,
Some
and he had that
small time.
stupid celebration where he would just stand with his hands behind his back. It wasn't good or anything. It was just a stupid celebration.
Damn, dude. There's a lot of hate.
So what were you saying about
They
this
I'm just
big
hating.
timer?
I'm just hating.
small timer. The small timer said that
There you go. That's better.
I still don't know who it is, but they were like his action is going to get him injured. Like this was even like while he was playing in QEA and stuff like that. And
Oh
the
yeah, I
pitch
think you're
from
talking
Perth
about Rashid Latif. Rashid
Oh,
Latif.
he was talking about Khurram Shahzad?
He was He Rashid Latif put out a tweet and I
Hermes'
saw it, and he
ears
was
perked
talking about
up
his
when he heard that Rashid Latif was talking about
Rashid Latif was
me.
talking about Manchester.
Yo, just
No, but he
verification for
tweeted
liking him.
about his run up, and I think I didn't read the whole or didn't read his entire analysis because he's a wicket keeper, and I was like, how much
That's
must
why
he know about bowling run ups, right?
wicketkeeper knows
But he
all,
was
bro.
essentially saying that because he runs in a straight line and then he changes trajectory to move to the side a little bit. That's what he was saying, and he was making the point that that's not optimal, but I don't know if it is or not. But anyways, this guy's injured now. Abrar is injured. Abrar, I've heard that he's going to be ready for the third test, which is great because Sydney's usually a turning pitch a little bit, but
I
we'll
heard
see.
Saim Ayub's opening in the second test.
Shut the hell up,
Oh,
man! Don't get me
sorry,
excited.
sorry. They said second T20 against New Zealand.
Not even the first and second one.
It's okay. So I
T20,
need to
man.
know who's replacing Khurram Shahzad. Is it Hassan Ali, or are they flying Shahnawaz Dani down like everybody keeps asking?
Nahi yaar, please no Shanawaz Sahani. Don't do that.
I want to do it just to see what happens. What if he took like 8
No, you
wickets?
have two fast bowlers who are sitting, right? You have to play
Who's the second one again?
Mohammad Wasim Jr. है
Osama Mir.
और
Oh no, Mir
क्या
Hamza.
नाम
Mir
है
Hamza. You
हसन
mean
अली है
not
Mir
Osama?
Mir
Hamza.
Hamza
Sorry,
भी है.
it's Mir Hamza, yeah.
So I think Mir
So we have
Hamza comes
three.
in for.
Hassan Ali.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying we have three then.
Yeah, we have three. We have
Uh,
options. It's just
Mir
they're not
Hamza,
the most
Hassan,
optimal
and
So
options.
Mir
Wasim.
Hamza,
Hassan
Hassan Ali.
Ali, I
Who's
wouldn't
the
play.
third one?
Mohammad Wasim Jr.
Wasim
Oh,
Jr., Hassan
Wasim
Ali.
Jr. Yo, I say drop Shaheen, bring in Wasim Jr. and Hassan Ali.
Yeah, I
Why? That's
agree
not.
with that.
That's a hot take.
Drop Shaheen. That is a very hot take.
No, I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's the fact that Shaheen
Yeah.
needs rest.
Why
There's
are
no
you
point
laughing
in
like that,
playing him so
Usman? That's
long.
legit.
No, I'm laughing because he's already there. You're not gonna sit your strike bowler if
What's a
you
strike?
took
He's
him
not
there
a.
to play
He's a
him.
medium. Waqar Yunus.
He's not a
Waqar
strike
Yunus already
bowler,
said
man.
that he's a medium pacer. And जो
Yeah,
वकार
well, I know that
बोलता
he
है
said.
वो सच होता
You guys are you guys are saying you just drop him mid series and just sit him.
है. Yeah.
That's I'm okay with that if you're resting him for like a while, but like I think I don't think they have that approach. I think
If Shaheen
they
takes
took him
even
there
5
because he's
wickets
their best
across
bowler.
2
They really
innings, then I'll
don't.
be like, okay. But I doubt it. I doubt it.
No, yeah, I agree.
So Shaheen has bowled in this from starting 2023. He's bowled 375 overs, which is two almost 140 overs more than the next bowler, which is Hassan Ali.
And even
Yeah, he's bowled a
internationally,
lot.
he's the number
And
one that's
it's
bowled the most.
yeah, I'm sure he is playing all three formats. There's no other bowler who plays all three formats.
But what makes sense is like if they decided to rest him for the T20 series, that's the one where you should rest him. I think.
No, man. You got to rest
But
him
they're not
for
going to do that because he was just made captain. He's not going to sit out his first series, right? So yeah, I agree with the sentiment of resting him, but I don't think they care about that right now.
I hope he
वो
gets
तो
like
कह रहे
I
हैं,
hope
"यार,
he
इस लोगों
gets
को भी
like
ले
the
जा."
flu or something. Just a very minor flu or something or tatiya. I hope he gets tatiya and he can't
Enough
play
to
the
skip the
second
game.
game where he just like they're like, "Oh, morning of." The guy you got to force him to rest, man. This is crazy. You're
That's
just
gonna
ruining
be
your
a
career.
sad bowling attack without Shaheen, man. That's gonna be like
Mm,
Mir Hamza, Mohammad Wasim Jr., कौन है? Amir Jamal,
what about
and
Zaman
then one
Khan? Bring in
spinner.
Zaman Khan, man. He's playing for the Melbourne Stars.
यार Zaman Khan BBL खेल रहा है. How are they gonna bring him?
Just bring him
He has
in.
an NOC.
Oh,
क्या
so they
मतलब
get
just bring him
they
in?
get when you have that, you can't take them away from that team.
I don't know. I guess you can, but he's not gonna leave BBL halfway through.
It's
I
right
don't
there,
think.
dude. Just tell him to hop on a plane. Tell him to walk. He plays for Melbourne Stars too, so he's in Melbourne.
Melbourne में ही होगा उधर से उठा के ले जाओ
Yeah,
उसको बस. That's
exactly.
it. He's gonna try to bowl like 6 Yorkers in an over in a test match.
And he's gonna get 6 wickets too.
6
Yeah,
wickets.
I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
I don't know what's gonna happen,
But
man.
yeah,
This is the
let's
most like
let's talk about like
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this
This
is
is the
the
most what?
most like no like you're most likely like not optimistic about a win, but you don't really know how
Definitely
the team's
not.
gonna perform either.
I just think the best thing you can do in these cases is like hope for some progress, and how you can do that. Just play in a way that you can, take some learnings away, and and hopefully these same players can, come back when they come next. But that's the problem, right? Amr Jamal is 27 years old. This guy's going to be 31, 32 by the time we come next time. So how likely is it that he's going to be in that team? Uh, but yeah, we're pretty deflated about this whole thing right now.
I've just realized, you know what I'm gonna do for the next like 6 pods? At the end of every pod, I'm gonna end it with "fuck Zaka Ashraf," and that's it. Because he literally ruined this
Fuck,
team,
that
man.
that should just be the outro every time. You're right,
Yeah,
or and the intro.
yeah,
What? Fuck Zaga Ashraf.
yeah,
Let's get into
yeah,
it.
yeah. It's just like our little, just our ritual. That's how we start. But
That's I
anyways,
like that idea.
yeah,
Let's do it every
yeah.
time. But yeah, like I wanted to ask you guys, like, how, like, is there anything that we can do to save face in this test match? Um, what needs to happen?
Not in any jiffy.
Bobber.
नहीं लेकिन कैसे होगा वो? That's what I'm asking.
Let me say for me,
इंडिया को भेज दो हमारे लिए खेलने के लिए.
let me say my piece.
I think
Let me
that's the
say my
only way.
piece. Let me say my piece. Bobber,
Go for it.
Saud Shaquille. No, hold on. Sorry. Let me start with drop Sefi, play Rizwan,
I agree.
Bobber,
Yes, we got to
Saud
Rumiz.
Shaquille.
We did it.
Drop
No,
Imam
no, not
also.
Imam,
Drop
not
Imam
Imam, not
also.
Imam.
No. Don't drop him on.
No, no.
Keep him
Drop
on.
Yeah.
Imam.
Okay,
Drop
go
Babar
for it, man.
also.
Drop
नहीं
Shaheen.
रमीज यार पर्सनल होने की जरूरत नहीं
Drop
है यार कम ऑन
drop Safi, play
रमीज
Rizwan.
तो रमीज सब
Drop
किया
Shaheen. Play fucking some gully cricketer. And and just Bobber and like I think Bobber, Saud Shaquille, and then one of the top two need to perform, and we can do good in this test, man. We just need like just 3 people to step up, man. I'd ask one to step up, but that
Okay,
seems like it's too
so hold
hard.
on. We were talking about Saud Shakil, right? Do you guys think he should play at three?
Oh
I
my
think
god,
anyone
I
else
forgot
other
Sean
than Sean
Masood
should play
plays
at
at
3.
3. Ugh, frick. God
The number one,
damn
the
it,
most
dude.
important position, Shan Masood is
I would
slotted in,
if you
baby.
okay, right?
Captain, fantastic.
Right now, if you had to drop Abdullah Shafiq, Imam, or Sean Masood, who would you pick? I already know Ramiz.
Shan
You would,
Masood.
yeah. Same.
Sorry, what was
Out
that?
of the
What
top
was the question
three,
again?
Imam, Abdullah Shafiq, and Sean Masood, you have to drop one. I would drop Sean.
I'm not dropping Abdullah Shafiq.
No
It's
way.
It has to
Sean,
be
of
one of
course.
Imam or
Everyone would pick Sean.
yeah, it has to be Imam
Everyone
or
would pick Sean.
Shan, and it has to be Shan. Given how Imam played the first test, I think you have to drop Shan.
Imam played a good.
Uh,
He just was an idiot in the end, but he played well.
I think he just lost patience. He's like,
But
fuck it, I'm
that's
just gonna
नहीं
go
तो
out and
वो-
just
and
then you
that's
don't
the
then
thing,
go
don't
man.
for
play
it. It's
Test
so
Imam really
stupid,
cricket.
pissed me
man. I
off
don't know
with
why
what
he
he
did
did.
that.
Don't play Test
Yeah.
cricket
Yeah.
then. It's about patience.
If you're gonna if no, but don't if you're gonna play if you have an intention to play an innings at a strike rate of 25, then you can't just take a hoik like that in out of nowhere on that's just ridiculous. The way he got out really got to me.
I'm gonna send him a sticker to put
Because
on
if
his
you don't have
bat. I'm gonna send him a sticker to put on his bat that says "Subber." Let's see if the ICC is
those
okay with
shirts,
that.
yeah. So, but or get him like a necklace, one of those necklaces that have like
Yeah,
Arabic words on them or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what we can do to do anything of consequence here. This is
Yeah.
gonna be uh our bowling is not gonna take any wickets at MCG, I think, because it's gonna be a flatter wicket. It's not gonna help the bowlers, the seamers as much. If anything, I think we needed somebody like Abrar maybe to just bowl a lot of overs and maybe get some wickets. But I don't expect much from Shaheen. I don't expect much from whoever is going to replace Khurram Shahzad.
What about
Khurram
Sajid
Shahzad is
Khan?
in the context of everything. Sajid Khan, यार वो मूंछों से खेलता रहेगा सारा वक्त अब क्या हम क्या कर सकते
Dude,
हैं
I
I don't
love
know
that mustache, man. I'm trying to replicate it.
the Sajid Khan mustache. Uh, yeah. Anything more analytical you guys want to do about it? I don't think there's anything to like analyze here. We're severe,
क्या एनालाइज करना है यार,
severely
बलात्कार
outmatched.
हो गया हमारा, उसको क्या एनालाइज करना
नहीं
है?
यार, कुछ तो प्लान बनाना चाहिए ना कि
Yeah.
कैसे हम
It's nice.
थोड़ी इज्जत से कैसे आ सकते हैं.
It's nice that it starts early, 4:30.
Yeah, 6:30 for us.
Oh man, I'm so happy. Get to watch more of it.
4:30 is a
I have a
perfect time.
question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, 6:30 for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying my expectation is as long 3-0 as long as we don't have an innings defeat, right? I know the last game wasn't an innings defeat, but can we count this as an innings defeat for the purpose of my expectations? Because if Australia did decide to enforce follow on, we would have lost by an inning.
Yeah,
And I
but
think the only reason
I
they
guess you
didn't
could,
enforce a
but
follow on is because they didn't want to tire out their bowlers,
yeah.
right?
No, but I
So
mean
our
it didn't
total
happen,
two
so I
innings
guess you
combined
can't
wasn't
really
even yeah, it didn't happen.
I can't really call
I
it an innings
know, but
defeat.
I
I
feel
see
like
the
for
point,
purposes of my expectation,
but you
So
also don't know that we would have been out for 89 if we had been followed on. Maybe they would have been like, let's get 400, and they would have like बेसी होती
चलो
तो शायद
89 पे नहीं होते, 189 पे शायद हो जाते, शायद 189 पे हो जाते.
हो जाते
I
शायद.
don't see us scoring more than
Because
that.
you have to also consider that when after Australia batted the second time, the pitch got worse and worse to bat on too. So that batting on
Yeah,
day 4 also became infinitely harder. So maybe if Pakistan had batted like day
yeah,
3, it would have been a little bit easier to score. But I agree with the point in general. It's just that you can't really invent a scenario like that. Uh,
yeah, that's true.
Go ahead, Zan. What were you gonna say?
so Rizwan is replacing Sarfraz apparently.
According to Geo Super, I saw a report that said Rizwan is likely going to come in. We should mention that Rizwan, in that practice game that Zen wanted to really talk about, he scored he scored 50 runs and he was retired out. And Sarfraz scored 13, I think.
And got out.
He got out playing a pull shot.
34,
I saw a tweet from Daniel.
34,
34. Oh,
34
there you go. Okay,
in the first inning.
34.
He played 2 innings and he still couldn't score more than Rizwan combined.
नहीं लेकिन मतलब चलो वो तो
It's
जो
kind
कुछ
of
भी है
sad.
लेकिन सरफराज मतलब मैंने I told you guys before this tour started that he's gonna have Rizwan is a better puller and he got out to a short ball, so I'm a I'm a great analytics person uh, with respect to Sarfraz.
Analyst.
Analyst, there you go. Analytics person.
Analytic person.
Analyst, that's what I meant. That's the word I was looking for that I couldn't find. All right, yeah, I guess that's it. Anything else you guys want to mention about this game? I don't know when we can. It starts tomorrow at 6:30 our time, 4:30 Zan's time.
I'm
We'll
actually going
be
to be
glued to our
I'm
TV.
going hunting tomorrow, so I'll be home a little late, so I won't see the start of it.
Hunting. Damn. Where do you go hunting?
बंदूका
What are you
चलन
hunting?
गोलियां वे. I don't know,
What do
man.
you,
I'm going with, like some family and friends. Some
have you been hunting before
No,
or?
sir. No,
Damn, that's gonna be
But you
fun.
don't know what you're
I
hunting?
don't know anything. They just said, "Do you want to come?" I said, "Okay." And then I'm going to see them tonight, so I'm going to ask them some details. So I got to be up early.
You're probably shooting some
Ducks.
Ducks.
Calgary. You're probably shooting some. Yo, are there moose in Calgary or no?
I no, not in Calgary itself. Maybe Alberta. Like
No, I know not in the city. No, road पे फिर रही है moose.
no, there has to be. I think
It's
some
like
like in the like because like Jasper area and stuff. There probably is Lake Louis, like the west a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What are you going to shoot then? Deer or something?
No, I
You
think
should
it's
find out
mainly like
what you're shooting.
birds or something. I don't know.
I don't think it's legal to hunt for
It's
like
this
deers
is
and
on
stuff
You
Crown.
need a
It's
permit.
called
in
Crown
Canada, is it?
Land. So I honestly don't know, you guys. I shouldn't have
Hmm.
even brought it up because the amount of questions you guys have, I have no answers.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I want to know what you're doing.
and
This
you
guy
and
has
you're a
no idea.
salesperson, and you're a salesperson.
Yeah, this guy doesn't even know what he's shooting. He's probably shooting. भाई देख लो कोई बंदों को ना मार रहे हो जाके पता चले
No, so
ऊपर
it's
लाइन में
Crown
बंदे खड़े
Land.
हो
So it's like land that the government has kind of set aside for these things, hunting and stuff.
set aside for okay.
So people, this is if you're gonna hunt, it's gonna be here.
जानवर भी अलग पैदा करवाते होंगे hunting के लिए.
This
Yeah,
is a
what are you guys
whole
doing
like
on Christmas?
civilization
Did you
there
open your
just
presents
meant for
yet?
hunting.
Did you put your tree up?
Astaghfirullah, brother. Christmas is not
Ramiz already went out caroling. Now now
Silent
replace
night.
replace caroling with vaping.
Ramiz is
bro.
caroling is like
This is a underage. Yeah, this
family
is a
friendly
family
Family
podcast.
podcast.
podcast, bro.
Don't be vaping, man. My son watches this stuff. He's gonna want to know what that is. But yeah, Ramiz probably does kawali in front of other people's houses. He's caroling.
Kawali. I love Kawali, bro.
Kawali.
Love-
Ustad
Nusrat
Ramiz.
Fateh Ali Khan.
Ustad
Yeah,
Ramiz with a vape in his hand. Imagine that sight. That's hilarious.
yeah. No, he'd have.
All right. Anything else?
Kawali night with.
That's it.
That's it. Pakistan, we have high hopes, man. Please get a draw. You know what? I
They're
have a
gonna
good
win this
feeling.
one, man. I can
They're
feel
gonna,
it. I can feel it.
they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. A double 100 by Babar is due.
Yeah, man.
As much
Oh,
as we're
God.
shitting on Sean
You guys are
too,
funny.
I really like for him to get some runs. This guy is like going to Australia for your first tour as captain is just a death sentence, and I hope he can at least get a 50 maybe in this test series to show something for it.
मतलब सीरीज हार जाए लेकिन बैटिंग तो कर लेना, रन्स तो बना ले कुछ.
Situational
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना,
matching
एक 50 कर ले भाई, एक 50 एक कोई 60
हाँ.
70 टाइप एक स्कोर अगर कर ले तो ठीक है बस.
He
और
thinks
what
when you
can
say
ask
50,
for?
Carlo, he's talking strike rate. He thinks,
4 रन 2 बॉलों में.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, 2 runs 4 बॉलों
Yeah,
में.
and he's like, I did my job.
Intent.
Usman asked for 50.
I came out with intent, you know. All right, man. Let's wrap it up. There's nothing else to talk about. By the time we do the next one, maybe Usman Khawaja will have like 4 more appeals that he wants to do for shit that he wants to put on his bat or his shoes. But hopefully he can do more of that. But yeah, thanks for listening. We'll try to maybe do, I don't know if you guys have time during the holidays here to do like a daily recap, 20-minute thing with me every day, because I'll have some time. But yeah, if not, then maybe we'll do one right after the game in like probably 3 days, because it's probably going to be a 3-day test match. We'll do one after the game maybe, and just go from there. But yeah, thanks for listening. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at shot_yar. Follow us on YouTube at shotyar, and visit us at shotyar.com. TikTok also at shotyar.
Fuck
Thanks for
Zaka.
listening. Peace
Fuck
out.
Zaka Ashraf.
Fuck Zaka Ashraf. Rumiz, give me a fuck Zaka Ashraf.
Fuck Zaka Ashraf.
Also, fuck Chueb Judd, just because fuck him.
Word. I second that.
Yeah, what Usman said.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. See ya.